This is unique. So this project's on the Parkers River, which is tidal river in Yarmouth, Massachusetts. And the town purchased the property over 30 years ago. And so it had been a drive-in theater site. It started off with sort of rethinking the site and developing a public use, for the property. And part of this included restoration of the degraded site. And then part of this involved creating better public access, waterfront access, and serving different parts of the community.
It's got the kayak launch. It's got these proposed artist shanties, which down the road are going to sort of become like an outdoor farmers market type space. It's got the playground, so you can see a lot of different people trying to come here on the weekend. The town definitely realized they had this opportunity. So what we tried to do is just find ways to bring people closer to the river while also respecting the ecological boundaries that we had, which were explored during the permitting process.
The biggest constraints that we had were, number one, you had the river on the south side of the project, and we were also within the limits of the coastal floodplain. And when we did the initial soil evaluations, what we found out is we were fighting a high water table to boot. So we had to balance the issues associated with the environmental constraints with the design conditions associated with the high groundwater. We were able to grade it out and actually create 2 ponding areas that will actually function as a stormwater retention basin.
Because of the additional hydrology that's going to be provided to that area, because it's going to be collecting the stormwater, the area is going to have more water and it'll be able to support more of a wetland habitat for vegetation. So the plant species that were included in the seed mix that was spread within the swale includes a lot of wetland species, forbs and flowering species that provide pollinator habitat.
The boardwalk is over 1,400 feet long. And that is an elevated boardwalk, so you're up over the salt marsh itself.
What was really interesting was, as part of the boardwalk construction, there was like a hummock in the middle of the salt marsh, which is an upland area with a large stand of native trees. And that area provides extensive habitat for raptor species. There were a lot of hawks present there. We were able to place the boardwalk around that stand of trees to preserve that habitat.
Walking on the boardwalk, you draw this, you study this, we've modeled it, right? We really feel like we have a great understanding of what this is going to look like, but actually just being out there, being on the space, being out over the marsh and just seeing the views, it's just pretty rewarding, seeing that vision come to reality.
One of the reasons that Beta's been able to, I think, work so closely with the town is because of the multiple disciplines that we have involved and that we have in-house, right? So our civil engineering group, our environmental permitting group, our structural engineering group, all these folks are really key and central to developing a successful plan and being able to develop the necessary construction documents and go through the permitting process.
We're sitting in one meeting, we're talking about 15 different things, but they're all, we're all coming to the same end goal.
Having all of us under one house, it's really easy to just message somebody and get something done really quickly. And it's been a really rewarding process to see everything come together.
To see this thing transform from what it was to what it will be pretty fascinating.